So for one program, so we have to use only one else condition. So if you want to use multiple conditions, so we have to use elif. So we have to use the elif condition. Okay. So how to use that elif condition also? Now I will explain you. So now take the same example. I am taking mark. So mark equals to integer. So input of. So enter your mark. So now I am taking if mark less than 35. Will print my output as a fail, or I am using the else. So print pass. So here I am having only two conditions. One is either true, another one is false. But here I want to, so if anybody will get the marks between 100 to 80. So I want to print first class. If anybody will get the marks from 60 to 80, so second class. So next to 60 to 35, so third class. So if I want to execute like this multiple conditions, so we have to use the elif condition.
Sir, you have muted yourself, sir.
Yeah. So now here we are using the another operator called so elif operator. So now here we are using another concept elif condition. Okay. So inside the elif we are using the another operator called AND operator. So what is the purpose of this AND operator means? So mark less than 80. So if anybody will get marks in between 100 to 80. So if anybody will get the marks in between 100 to 80. So it will print output as an first class. So one condition is completed. So again I am giving the multiple conditions. So mark. So now I am giving less than or equals to 80 and mark greater than or equals to 60. So here I am going to print second class. So next again I am using another elif condition. So mark less than 60 and mark greater than or equals to 35. Now I am going to print the third class. So these are my multiple conditions. So if you want to execute with the multiple conditions, so we have to go with the elif. So if you want to execute with the multiple conditions, so we have to go with the elif condition. Okay, so now I'm executing this one. So now I'm going to execute. So enter your mark. So now I'm going to enter my mark as an 45. So what is the output came?
So you have given mark less than 80 for first class.
Yeah,
Instead of
so now here you just observe the difference. So here I have given my condition less than or equals to 100 and less than 80. So the 45 will come as less than 80 or greater than 80. So less than 80. So that's why it is executing the first class. Okay. So now where we have to make the change. So here instead of less than, you just give greater than 80. So now again execute. So now it is asking again enter your mark. So now again I enter 45. So now what is the output came? So first it will check the mark less than 35. So this condition is not satisfied. So it will come to the elif. So this condition also not satisfied. It will come to this one. So if this one is also not satisfied, so the last one will execute. So it will check all our conditions and it will execute the output. So now one more time I am running. So now I entered my marks as a 95. So now it is going to print first class. So based on our condition, so it is going to execute. Okay. So now here you will get some doubt. If any people will enter greater than 100 or less than 0. So for that also we can define one more else if elif. So mark less than 0, less than 0. Here instead of and we can use or. So or means either 0 or mark greater than or equals to 100, not greater than, just give greater than. Now you can give print. So invalid. So now if you enter marks 1000. So what is the output will come? So invalid. So anything greater than 100 and less than 0. So it will print our output is an invalid input. Okay. So like this we can represent all the conditions. So if you want to represent all these type of conditions, so we have to use the if and elif. So here else will not work. Okay. So else means so just for true or false value, but here all the conditions it is checking and it is going to execute our output. So this is the difference between the if and elif. Okay. So everyone is clear with the if and elif. So just I will give you the 2 minutes time. So just to check, and if you are having any doubts, you can ask me. Yeah, so no doubts now. Yeah, so I'm moving into the next topic. So this is called the if and elif conditions. So based on this if and elif conditions, so I will give you some programs. So you just write these programs. So when coming to the next week, so you do these programs and you come. So before itself, if you do now, you just send your programs, take the screenshot of that programs and you put in the Skype chat. Okay. So the first program is, so how to check the given number is even or odd number. So the first program, so how to check the given number is even or odd number. So the first program, so how to check the given number is even or odd number. Okay. So this is depend upon the if and else condition. So the first program, so how to check the given number is even or odd number. Okay. So second one, how to check the given number is positive or negative. To check the given number is positive or negative. So how to check the given number is positive or negative. Next, third one. So how to check the given year is leap year or not. How to check the given year is leap year or not. Okay. So write the programs. The first program, so how to check the given number is even or odd number. So second one, how to check the given number is positive or negative. So third one, so how to check the given year is leap year or not. Okay. So next another program. So how to find the greatest of three numbers. How to find the greatest of three numbers. Okay. So you just try to do these four programs. Okay. So all these four programs based on if and else condition. So all these four programs based on if and else condition. Okay. So all these four programs based on if and else condition. So some small logics you have to apply. So if you apply that logics now, so easily you can do it. So try to do these programs. Okay. So what are all the programs I told? So how to check the given number is even or odd number. So how to check the given number is positive or negative. How to check the given year is leap year or not. Okay. So you just try to practice these programs. Okay. Based on if and else. So next we are moving to the next concept, looping concept. Okay. So the next concept is looping concept. So the next concept is looping. So looping concept. So the next concept, looping. So keep the heading next concept. So looping concept. So the next concept is looping. So first I will tell the definition of the looping. So loop. So first of all, what is meant by loop? So to execute our conditions. So to execute our conditions repeatedly. So to execute our conditions repeatedly. So to execute our conditions repeatedly, we are using the looping concept. So to execute our statements repeatedly. So repeatedly means what? So one by one. Okay. So now whenever you are going to the YouTube, so you will play one song. So remaining all songs will play automatically. Why? So inside a loop. So what is the purpose of the loop means? So repeatedly it will execute. Okay. So how many types of the loops we are using here means? So two types of loops we are using. So two types of loops we are using. So the first loop is called while loop. So the first loop is called while loop. So the second loop is called for loop. So the first loop is called while loop. So the second loop is called for loop. Okay, so these are the two types of the loops we are using. So first we'll go with the while loop. So first we'll go with the while loop. So write the definition of the while loop. So the condition is true. So the condition is true. The loop will execute. So the condition is true. The loop will execute. So whenever our given condition is true, the loop will execute. Okay. So how? First I am giving number. So number equals to 0. So my beginning number is 0. Now I am giving my condition. So while is also one of the keyword. While number less than or equals to 100. So while number less than or equals to 100. So loop also will be followed by indentation. So now I am giving print number, and whenever we are using the looping concept, so here we have to use the increment operator. So what is our variable? So number plus equals to 1. So first, what is the number here? 0 is the number. So 0 less than or equals to 100. So 0 less than or equals to 100. So the given condition is true or false. So obviously 0 is less than or equals to 100. So the condition is true. First it will print the 0 in the output. So first it will print the 0 in the output. So then number plus equals to 1. So one value it will increment. So one value it will increment means what? So 0 will become 1. So 0 will become 1. So then again 1 less than or equals to 100. So then 1 it will execute. So then 1 will increment to 2. Next to 3, 4. Like this up to how many values it will execute? So up to 100 values it will execute. Okay. Why? I have given my condition up to 100. So now I am executing. See, so the output is came up to 100. So from which number? So 0 to 100. Okay. So it will execute from 0 to 100. Okay. So this is the while loop. Okay. So now I hope everyone is clear with the basic while loop. So yesterday we learned about the increment operator, no? So that's why here the loop will become very easy. So if you don't know the increment operator, na, it will take little time to understand. But yesterday only we seen about the increment operator, no? So at each and every time it will increment one value and it will execute the output. Okay. So now if I give here number plus equals to 5. So now it will execute. So 5 numbers at a time. So first it will print 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So up to 100 it will execute. So if I give 10 here, 10 values it will increment. So based on our given condition, so it will execute. Okay. So whenever you are executing this one, remove these comment lines and execute it. So just for your next program sake, I am giving the comment line. So next, okay, so I have taken the screenshots. Okay, right. So now the while loop we'll see from the user input. Okay. So first same number I'm taking equals to integer. So input of, so enter first number, enter first number. So next I'm taking, or you can take another way. So instead of number, you can take start number, and here you can take the end number. So n number equals to integer input of, so enter end number. So enter the start number and enter n number. So now I am giving while. So inside the while I am giving start number less than or equals to end number. So here start number I am taking input from the user, as well as n number also I am taking input from the user. So print. So I want to execute from the start number. I want to execute from start number. So start number plus equals to 1. So now it will ask enter the start number. Instead of this, I will run from the starting. So enter the first number. So first number I am taking 20. So my second number is 30. So now it will execute the numbers between, so 20 to 30. Okay. So this is the advantage of getting input from the user. So start number also you can enter. So n number also you can enter. So according to that, it is going to execute the output. So this is the user input of the while loop. Okay.
Sir, one doubt, sir. Sir?
Yeah, tell me.
Hello?
Yeah, tell me. What is it?
Sir, what happens if the start number is greater than the end number, sir? What will be the output, sir?
Yeah, I told no, while loop, the condition is true only, it will execute. So if the condition is false, it will not execute anything. Okay. So just it will print the blank screen.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
just it will print the blank screen. It will not execute any output. So it will not display any error also. Okay. So program everything will be correct only, but the output screen should be empty. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So instead of greater less than, you can give greater than, and if you run now, so same I have given 20, 30. So just it will print as an empty screen. It will not at all execute anything in the output. Okay. So this is about the while loop. So now in while loop, we'll see how to decrement the values. So just for decrementing, instead of user input, normally I'm taking a number a equals to 100 while, so a greater than or equals to 100. Sorry, a greater than or equals to 0. So then a, so a minus equals to 1. So now it will decrement the values. So it will decrement the values from 100 to 0. Okay. So whenever we are using the decrement, So you can use the greater than, okay. So 100 greater than 0. So it will print the 100. So 100 will decrement to 99. So 99 will decrement to 98, 97, 96, 95. So 94, 93, 92. So up to 0 it will execute, okay. So this is called the decrement loop. So increment and decrement. So this is a while loop, okay. So next we are going to enter into the for loop. So both while loop and for loop, the execution is same, okay, just the syntax is a difference. So for loop, how to give the syntax means, so for loop, so we are using one inbuilt function. So inbuilt means already available in the Python. So we are using one inbuilt function range, okay. So we are using one function called range function. So how to use this one, I will tell you. For, so x is a variable in range, okay. So here if I give 10, so print yes. See, it is printing from 0 to 9 values. So why it is printing from the values 0 to 9 means, so whenever if I give the 10 here, so always the for loop will start from the index value. So always the for loop will start from the index value. So what is the index value? So 0 is the index value. So 0 is the index value. So if you check the output, so one more time I will execute. This one is executing. So always it will start from the index value as a 0, okay. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10 means whenever it is starting from the index value, it will take up to 9, okay. So always the for loop will start from the index value. If you are not giving any value, so in case if you give here, so 0, 10. So now also it will start from 0 to 9 only. Why? The starting value is 0. So in case of 0, if you give here 1 means, so see now also it will runs from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you count means only the 9 values will come. So this is the one thing you have to understand. So always the for loop will print end value minus 1, okay. So end value is 10 means up to 9 it will execute. So in case if I give 11 here, so now it will print up to 10. So these are the two things we have to understand in the for loop. If you are not giving any value, so defaultly it will start from the index value. But if you give any value now, so from that value and one value minus to this value. So this is a syntax for the for loop. So this syntax we cannot change it. So if you want to print up to 10 values, so better you can give 10 plus 1. So 10 plus 1 means up to 11 it will go, and whenever you are executing the